Guys, and a big welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are in the UK and you are earning less than £1,500, this video is for you, so do stay tuned, because we're going to be talking about some of the things that I quickly realized as soon as I saw that this paycheck wasn't going to cut it in the diaspora. There are steps that I did, and I've also come across people that have done certain things, that have taken certain steps to turn their fortunes around in the diaspora. And I do feel all hope is not lost. Actually, there are things that we can do. So let's get right into it. When we talk about life in the diaspora, there are other hidden costs, other hidden things that we never anticipated we're gonna see. It is a fact. Bills abroad are real. Cost of living is getting higher and higher. I've shared in my videos how I used to spend £10 when I first came and I was living on my own, and now I can't even see myself going into a store and getting a decent grocery for £10, even for one person. And I can imagine, because a lot of people that relocated abroad, some of them are single parents and are raising kids and families in the UK. And also, if you're African like myself, we do support family back home. Black tax is a reality. Also, again, because we are working and we have moved abroad, we are doing projects back home, we are saving. So definitely a salary of £1,500 or less just will not cut it. And I know there are people who are in the same boat, so that's why I thought I'll make this video and share my experiences. All hope is not lost. You can actually turn this round if you do 5 things that I'm going to share in this video. So the first one that I want to share with you is getting a second job. I did it, I think, 3 months into my journey. That's when I noticed. It was after that 3 months that you get in this country where you're not paying taxes, and then as soon as that window period is over, that's when you realize like you are doing nothing and you won't survive. So 3-4 months into my relocation journey in the UK, I had to find a second job. One of the things that you have to bear in mind is, do your visa conditions allow you to pick a second job in a different industry or in the same industry? If you're a caregiver, definitely one of the provisions is that you'll find a job within the same industry in the social care sector. So if you are wanting to pick a second job outside that, this could be maybe in the same profession as you used to do back home, or a totally different industry. You will have to apply for a waiver. There is a provision for that with the Home Office. So make sure whatever that you're going to do, picking up a second job, you are within the conditions of your visa, because we don't want you violating the do's and don'ts of your visa. So bear in mind that. So what does finding a second job give you in terms of your money at the end of the day? Depending again on the industry, most of these jobs, especially low qualification jobs, can actually earn you between maybe £12 to £15 an hour, again depending on the job that you pick. So definitely, if you do a shift a week or 2 shifts a week, or in a month, you can be ranging between 400 to 800 or even £1,000 in extras. So that's what a lot of people are doing. I did it, I still do it, and I see how much of a breather or a breath of fresh air it is for me as a migrant raising my family abroad. Depending again on your visa conditions, if you're dependent, then definitely you're spoiled for choice. There are other industries, there are other jobs that you can actually do that will earn you more money. So definitely getting a second job is something that I do recommend if your salary is below £1,500 and you're in the UK and wanting to live at least a decent life. The second thing that I would recommend anybody to do if you're earning below £1,500 in the UK, definitely switching jobs. Again, I did it and I saw a huge difference, a huge immediate impact. Most people came abroad on a K visa with the companies that they came with to the diaspora. But again, that's not the end of the world. If it's not cutting it, if it's not making you sustain yourself, then definitely that is an indicator that it's time to move. And if this video is speaking to you, then definitely don't be scared to move. Don't be scared to really starting going on Indeed and looking for a job all over again. I mean, I soldiered on for nearly 18 months in that same job. But part and parcel of the reasons why I left was because at the end of the day, the money that I was getting versus the amount of time that I would spend in work. And I've shared with you to say I used to work in domiciliary. But again, I'm not saying domiciliary care is bad. There are other people who work in domiciliary care and are earning quite a decent wage. So depending on who you work for, depending on the organization that you work for and the clients that you get and other pluses or bonuses that you get, definitely. But if you are in the same situation as I was in, definitely moving jobs could be beneficial for you. I did it. I moved to the NHS, where now I work only 3 shifts a week, which means I go to work 3 days and I've got 4 days to do other things. If I want to pick a shift elsewhere, if I want to pick a bank shift within the NHS, that means it's extra cash for me outside my normal pay. So that's why I always recommend to say, don't be scared to switch jobs. It's actually allowed. It's within your visa provisions. So it's another thing that really actually helped me, because my previous salary was just pathetic. I could barely survive. I could barely see myself saving anything after paying my bills and putting food on the table. So consider it. If your salary is below £1,500 in the UK, you could actually see yourself going into that profession that actually present opportunities and actually that do have higher wages or higher, hourly rates as well. Again, why I also do recommend switching jobs is the fact that probably that your UK experience, don't worry much about how much experience you have. This could be your 6 months experience, but then it could springboard you into a profession that pays a little bit more. The fact that you've got expertise in probably any UK care setting or job setting. I'm not just entirely speaking to caregivers. This could be anybody, but that little bit of experience that you have working in the UK could be a plus that you need for you to get into a higher paying job. So consider it. Don't just hop whilst in the same job. Also consider switching industries, switching organizations, switching even work settings. It could be in the same industry, but a different work setting could come with monetary benefits. The third thing that I want to share with you that could change somebody's life is upscaling. Some jobs that we came with or some jobs that we do are only entry-level jobs, which may not do much for us, which may not change much in terms of our situation. But simple courses like just online courses or just getting your NVQ course or free courses on Coursera, on LinkedIn, on, you name it. Even your Allison courses, even your venipuncture, if you incur your, venipuncture, cannulation, your bloods courses, those courses can change your fortune in this country. Those courses can present, a floodgate of opportunities for you that could change even, your role, your title, and the amount of money that you get. So do not sleep on those NVQs. Do not sleep on those internal courses. If you're within the NHS, there is a whole catalog of courses that you can actually do that can see you maybe rising through the ranks from maybe band 2 into band 3 into band 4. So don't sleep on these opportunities. Upskilling is another way in which you can quickly turn around your fortunes if you're in the UK and if you're earning below 1,500. And not just for those low income earners, but for anybody, consider upskilling. If you are in the UK, definitely it will be worth it. I've seen lives change. I've also seen mine slowly and gradually change. And I'll be sharing how much of the changes on this platform. So if you're not a subscriber here and watching this video, please consider subscribing so that we can walk through this journey, sharing and impacting one life at a time, one subscriber at a time. The fourth thing that I want to share with you that most people do underestimate is the power of networking. Through networking, some people have come across opportunities. I've shared with a few people, I don't know if I've shared publicly, but anyway, I'll share for the sake of this video, how I got to know about NHS opportunities. For a long time, I thought, well, because I came with a K company, I couldn't integrate into the NHS. And for a long time, because I was not informed, I thought it's very, very difficult breaking into the NHS until one day I met a colleague at work. And this was at my second job. And she shared with me that there was a recruitment event going. So that's how I got to know about opportunities within the NHS. And my life has literally changed just from word of mouth of a friend. So don't shy away from those communities. Don't shy away from those networks. It doesn't necessarily have to be people from the same country as you. It doesn't necessarily have to be your friends that you know from work or somewhere. This could be even on social platforms. Connect with other people, learn from other people, Ask questions, inquire about opportunities, and trust me, that could change your fortunes. Some people are learning of opportunities through their network system. And I cannot talk about the network and what we can know without saying your network is your net worth. So if you want to turn your fortunes around in the diaspora in terms of opportunities and eventually in terms of money, ching, then definitely start valuing, start reaching out to your network, asking, how did you do it? How did you get into that course? How did you get into that industry? How did you break through this barrier? What is it that I can do? What are some of the courses that I can do that can change my fortunes in the diaspora? Trust me, you need to start engaging in those conversations and your life could change completely. I've actually started seeing communities, networks where people are actually talking about other countries that you can actually move to with the experience that you already have in the UK. Because again, I always say it doesn't mean we are all going to prosper in this country. For some, this probably was a stepping stone for them to really transition into other spaces, to really transition into other things as well. And again, I always say this to say, whatever that you came with, it doesn't mean that's your end. Some of those opportunities serve as stepping stones, and you can learn a lot through interaction, through networking with other people, either people that have been here before, or people that are in other industries, or people that are from other continents, other nationalities, other communities. There's so much that we can learn. There's so much that we can actually see as opportunities, and we wouldn't have done that if we did not network. So start valuing your network, start engaging with others, start really taking seriously your network. Last but not least, a change in terms of mindset, in terms of mentality. I do see this a lot in communities, on social platforms, where people just randomly say, oh, this UK is no longer the UK that we used to know or we used to see. That's a mentality thing. We need to shift our mindset. Sometimes opportunities, or sometimes what can change our lives, does not lie in plain sight. Sometimes you have to go looking for opportunities. Sometimes it takes changing your mindset. Sometimes it takes a mindset where you don't settle, where you really go for opportunities, where I've seen people that came on a certificate of sponsorship, like they love to say, people that came on a course and they've actually opened their own companies. I've seen people who came as dependents to their spouses who were on a work visa, who have gone on to start their own cleaning companies, construction companies, gardening companies, you name it. This is a land of opportunities, but you can only see it as an opportunity if you've got a mindset for opportunities, if you've got a mindset for wanting to build wealth or for wanting to really change your life. So it's something that I do urge you. If you're a migrant in this country and you're struggling in terms of finances, or you're earning below £1,500, shift that mindset. Start thinking, what is it that I can do? What are the opportunities that I can actually reach for? And when we talk about mindset shift, again, it's you moving from that mentality where you're saying, I came for work. Some people are studying. Some people have gone on to complete degrees. Some people have actually done short courses and are now in position of opportunity. Some people have turned around their lives. So instead of us sitting and mourning about our paychecks or about how much we earn, it is about time that we do something. And doing something could start with as little as a mindset change. If this video has actually helped you, please do like and share. And if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. And also check out this channel all the time, because we've got so many tips that we're going to be bringing in on this channel for growth. We want to grow together as a community. We want to see everybody win, everybody succeed, because that's what we believe success should be about. Nobody should be left behind. So I'll see you in our next video. And don't forget to put in the comments, what is it that you're going to do this week to really turn around that low income that you're not happy with? What is it? What's your next step going to be like? Please leave a comment and I'll respond with more tips in the comments. Bye for now.